Hello, welcome back to my kitchen. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. My name is Yamisi and today I'm going to show you how to make delicious moinmoin in your oven or on the cooker. If you've been struggling with making moinmoin, this process is going to make it very easy for you, and then you can improve your recipe as time goes on. If you're interested, keep watching. Don't forget to click the like button, leave me a comment and subscribe if you haven't. I post recipes all the time. So let's start with picking our beans. I notice for a lot of people, what discourages them from making moinmoin or even akara is the process of peeling beans, because it can be tedious, especially if you are using your hands. But there's a hack to it, you guys. I've been using this method for over 5 years now. I've shared it with my friends, my close friends, and I've been procrastinating on showing you guys how I do it. I use my blender to peel my beans. So all I do is I put some water in the beans, just wash it a bit, and then I just transfer it to the blender. I don't soak it, I just transfer it to the blender. Once you transfer to the blender, add some water, and then you are going to start pulsing it. So by pulsing, I mean you just act like you're trying to blend it, but turning it on every 1 second. You can see how I'm doing it. Just quickly stop, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. And as you can see, the beans is peeling. While I was growing up, this was the most stressful part of making moinmoin for me. It used to frustrate my life, especially because I had to peel a lot of beans. But since I discovered this method, making moinmoin or even peeling beans is something that I do in less than 2 minutes. So once I've done that, I transfer it to the sink, I add some water, and I just drain it. And as you can see, the covering of the beans is coming out by itself. You don't have to do anything extra. Sometimes you can just use your hands just to wash it, because there might be some that are not peeled, but it's not a lot really. Everything would have peeled in the blender. Now that we are done with the peeling of the beans, look how pretty that looks. We're going to get to the next stage, which is just boiling eggs. So I'm just going to boil some eggs that we will use for this recipe. I wanted to use fish, but we don't have fish at home right now, so eggs will do, because sometimes we eat our moinmoin with just plain egg, or sometimes with fish. You can use corned beef. There are different varieties of moinmoin you can do, and there's one particular recipe I'm going to show you guys, but not in this video, in another video. This video is going to be for showing you 2 methods of making your moinmoin in the oven and on the cooker, and then I will go in another video to show you different varieties of moinmoin. Now that my eggs are peeled and sliced, we're going to make this moinmoin happen. So I have salt, I have some crayfish, I have some seasoning cube. This is like crayfish seasoning cube, and I have vegetable oil. I also have curry powder. For some reason, I like using curry powder in my moinmoin. Some people don't, but this is optional. You can use it, you can skip it. We are going to use tatashe, bell pepper, and some atarodo, which is just small pepper. You will also need some onions. I'm going to soak my beans for about an hour or two. When you soak it, you see that it rises to the top or it doubles in size. You need it to be soaked so that it can be easy to blend and your moinmoin will be smooth. So now I'm putting it in the blender. I'll add some crayfish, the atarodo, onion, and bell pepper. I'm also going to add water because if you have the kind of blender I have, which is the normal kind of blender, you need water for this to blend properly. I added about half a cup of water to this beans to blend it, and I used warm water. It's just advisable to use warm water so that it softens the beans. Now that I've finished blending it, I'm going to transfer to a bowl so that we can season it and create our moinmoin. To season the moinmoin, I'm going to add vegetable oil. Next, I'm going to add the curry powder that I say is something personal that I do. You can skip curry powder. I'm also adding seasoning cube that I've melted in warm or hot water. You need to melt it in hot water so that you don't have clumps of like seasoning in your moinmoin. So melt it in hot water before you transfer it to your moinmoin. Also, I'm going to add some warm water to this batter so that it can reduce the thickness. You don't want your moinmoin to be too thick, so you have to play with the consistency. Do you like thick moinmoin? If you like it very thick, then you do need to add some water. If you like it light, fluffy, add some warm water to it, and you can see the texture I have. I'm going to use some ramekins for this moinmoin. I love this one. This is like one of my favorite ramekins that I have. I'm just going to brush some oil over it so that the moinmoin does not stick. If you have ramekins, this will come in handy. You can steam them or you can put it in the oven. For this first method, we're going to be steaming it as per the normal traditional way of making moinmoin. You steam it in a pot with water. So this is my pan and it comes with this steaming basket. So I'm just going to add some water to it and then add the steaming container and add my ramekins on top and then cover it, allow it to steam for about 45 minutes. If you don't have a pot like this, some people can put stones at the bottom of the pot, or you can put moinmoin leaves at the bottom of the pot so that the pan does not really, the ramekins does not touch the pot. You can do that. There are so many ways of steaming, but this is the method I've been using ever since I got this pot. This is another kind of ramekin that I have. This was a gift to me by I think one of my subscribers. I really like it. It has its own covers, so you just need to put your moinmoin and then cover it. I'm going to bake this in the oven, so we're not going to steam this one, we're going to bake it in the oven. And you don't need to do much, especially with this particular ramekin. It comes in so handy. So if you have something like that, then it will come in handy for you. If you don't, maybe you can look for something similar and buy it. This was a really lovely gift. For my third assembly, I'm going to be using silicone cupcake cups. So I've been using these ones for a while. It's great because you can reuse them. When you finish, you wash and you use again, so I don't get to waste my cupcake cups, paper disposable ones. If you have it, it will come in handy as well. I'm just adding a bit of oil just so that it doesn't stick, and then we're going to pour in our moinmoin batter. I think of all of them, this is my favorite method because it cooks really quickly, and then my son loves it. It's easy to just put in a snack box, and for me, the adult, I just take one and pop it in my mouth. Like everything goes in my mouth at once and the texture is really nice. I baked it in the oven. So what we're going to do is assemble the moinmoin, add all the egg slices. Then we have to cover it with aluminium foil so that it can retain moisture. also we're going to place it on top of a bakeware with water in it so that it can steam also while in the oven. If you don't add water, your moinmoin is going to be dry and dense, and you don't want this. So I'm just going to be transferring it to the top of that bakeware and then put it in the oven. This is the moinmoin out of the oven. It didn't take so long. It took about 30 minutes to get ready, and it was so yummy. Do you use any of the method I've listed for making moinmoin? Do you use any of those methods to make your moinmoin? If you do, I would like to know. Also, if you're interested in seeing like more moinmoin flavors, or you want me to do moinmoin in leaves, leave a comment, click the like button. The number of likes this video gets will just let me know what you people want. So that's one way to communicate your needs to me. So click the like button, leave me a comment if you try this recipe. I hope you do. If you try this recipe, please tag me on Instagram, on Twitter, or anywhere. I would love to see your results. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.